Alright guys, it's time for the third place matchup. This is going to be the big one. It all comes down to this for both Hi Five and Boogaloo. This is the game that's going to decide which one of these teams is going to be clinching that all-important guaranteed fourth place spot.
Well, yes and no. Yes and no. Now, because of how the standings are right now, what it means is that if Boogaloo wins this one, they automatically get that fourth place spot. If Hi Five win this one, though, they will be tied. Ooh. They will be tied, I believe, is what the situation is between these two teams. As third place will receive 40 points, and third place will receive 40 points, and fourth place will receive 25. It means they would be completely even. So, Boogaloo just need a win, Hi Five need a win, and then they're tied.
That is correct. I forgot about the whole tie situation. And with
ties
that,
OP.
The first
ties better than ties. Go on. Sorry.
First band's already starting to come out with this one. A little behind the production side thing. We're racing to catch up. It's going to be Batz getting removed, as well as Bologna for Boogaloo, Geb and Sylvanas on the side of Hi Five.
And that means that Boogaloo get first pick and priorities. Looks like the thing about Hi Five there, they've given them Athena. They gave them Athena with the ban on Sylvanas and the ban on Geb.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the game plan then? There's a game plan there, and that's exactly why you give them that opportunity to take Athena. There's no reason to take away ban away Geb and Sylvanas and leave Athena up, unless you have a game plan in mind. Hi Five must have a strategy here.
Hey, they locked in Thor Bakasura for themselves. Bakasura, don't really see him picked up too early on these days. Thor makes a lot of sense, very highly contested jungler. On the other side, Batz getting locked in, as well as Scylla. Leaving that Athena pick up as well, it's a bit of a risky one because she can basically go so many places. She can go support, she can go jungle, she can go solo lane as well if necessary. So a little bit risky, you'll see. I mean, with that Scylla getting locked in as well, they'll have that setup for the Ymir monsters later on the back of a taunt. Batz as well in the middle of a Fear No Evil. There's some risky big setups. They're going to pick Isis. So far, a fairly safe composition coming out from Hi Five. You know, still a couple picks to come out. Will this be a smart decision by those guys?
Well, I mean, Batz is fine because he can go solo, he can go jungle. Athena can still go jungle, solo, or support. Isis picked up against the Scylla. Early game aggression from Isis can put the pressure on Scylla. Her wave play is not the strongest whatsoever. So once again, we see Hi Five looking towards the early game, but with a Bakasura there, they've still got some strength mid to late so far. Thor viable all stages, that's why we normally see him banned or first picked. And Boogaloo actually banned away Bakkas there, which limits Hi Five's god pool again for what they're going to play in support. At the moment, they're hovering over Fat Loki. I don't know if they're going to pick it, though.
I don't necessarily expect it. He can be quite powerful, quite devastating. The problem is his abilities are very unreliable. They're not going to lock him in, unfortunately. It's going to be Xbalanque. Just pick the safe, kind of standard AD carry these days. No shenanigans.
Yeah, safe. I mean, they can wait for the support for the last pick and potentially do something a little bit crazy. I doubted we were going to see anything like Bracken or Nox being picked up there. Boogaloo, though, are back across the way. These two picks will finish up the lineup. They're hovering over Anhur here, and I'm surprised it's not an Ul, but Anhur, it was played pretty well last game. I mean, we'll see how Ymir will do it this time round. Was he currently hovering over Nuwa, but now he switched to Hercules up against his potential Bakasura. Honestly, it's like a 60-40 matchup in Bakasura's favour, but if you can get through the laning phase, then Hercules will have a big impact on this game.
Yeah, the Nuwa would have been a bit risky. Mage into an assassin, you wouldn't end too well. Even the clay soldiers are unreliable at the best of times, and you can't rely on the stun coming out. There's minions. There's all sorts of crazy shenanigans. Probably wouldn't have been a safe pickup. Hercules, though, like you said, it's a slight slight advantage for Bakasura. Otherwise, a pretty good matchup. And late game, very difficult to kill. So much disruption in the team fight. He's going to be a monster potentially, assuming Wuzzy is not again having his mana buff stolen away for the majority of the game.
Well, let's see what Hi Five finish off their composition with. They could potentially go with a support here. It looks like they're hovering over Sobek this time round. When you look at the god pool for Guardians right now, there's not much left. It's Ymir, it's Sobek, it's Kumbhakarna kind of left, or Ares. Ares would be the worst thing against the Hercules-Scylla combination and against Athena too, but it's going to actually be that Ymir is what they're going to lock in for their support role there. So a lot of focus onto supports this game. We'll see how this one plays out. Hi Five need to win to give themselves still hope of going into that fourth place spot. Boogaloo have to win to guarantee it 100%.
All right, guys, it's time for the third place match. It's going to be Boogaloo facing against Hi Five in this one. There's some tie situations, there's victory situations, there's all sorts of situations, Hindu, in this one.
There is, well, there's all sorts of situations. Here's the laydown very, very quickly, okay? Hi Five need to win. If they don't win, they go out. Boogaloo need to win, and Boogaloo win, they're through. If Hi Five don't win this game, then they don't have the potential to face Boogaloo again in a tie-off situation because they're tied on points. Hi Five will be even on points if they beat Boogaloo here. If Boogaloo beat Hi Five, Boogaloo advance to the 4th spot. So it's very important to both these teams, and I'm surprised we're not seeing any jungle shenanigans come out just yet, because I felt like Hi Five might have done it with this Bakasura and this Thor start.
Yeah, it would have definitely been a possibility. At the same time, invading into a Hercules cannot always end particularly well. If he happens to find a double driving strike, it's going to be pretty brutal for those guys. So, if nothing else, a little bit of a at least one team jump party going on by the tier 2 mid tower for Boogaloo. Going to head off, kind of disperse to the respective sides of the jungle and look to start this game off in fairly standard fashion.
So Boogaloo versus Hi Five right now, as it stands, nothing too exciting to begin with. Right now, everyone's going to start off as standard. There's nothing too exciting actually be seen in this game. Have you actually put the stream up, Zayden? Like, are we just going to watch pick some bands as we talk about and do a radio broadcast, Zayden?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about now?
Nope.
You doing another Adonis?
I have no idea what you're talking
You're doing
about.
another Adonis? Really? 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 You're an embarrassment to your country, sir.
It's been a good day. It was bound to happen eventually. It's the first time.
Luckily,
it's a small miracle.
You miss no action, guys, so don't worry about it. Although, you know, hashtag blame Zayden is a new one that we're going to have to start using, it seems. Driving strike on the right side onto Medieval's going to put him in a bit of a bad spot there, but a quick takedown will get him out of danger. Mid lane's being pushed in by Hi Five. Not surprised it's Isis versus Scylla, and Xbalanque and Ymir are out pushing an Anhur and an Athena. Not surprising there either.
No, not at all. Mid lane, Nick has to be a little bit careful. Scylla not known for a great wave clear up against an Isis, one of the best mage wave clears in the game early on. And unlike an Agni, who also has good wave clear, does not really have to put herself in a risky position to actually make use of it. So the advantage, at least early on, is going to be over to Hi Five in that lane with Vulture's Isis. Later on, though, they have a lot of setup on Boogaloo to set up those on monsters, some big, huge chunks of damage.
It is, and now this is a good rotation from Boogaloo actually to bring Unique over here a lot earlier to the mid lane, just to make sure that Isis doesn't actually get the full wave clear on. Because of that, though, Elbow Chacha's going to be a little bit more delayed. They were considering going for those back harpies, changed their mind though, and they're going to actually path back on themselves for their own back harpies instead, just in case Elbow Chacha and Vulture chose to fight, which would have gone badly, I'll tell you, for Boogaloo.
Yeah, right side. Medieval doing a decent job pushing that wave forward, getting some poke onto Uzzy Wuzzy. He does have mitigate wounds to take away pretty much non-stop in that lane. Face his mana bar is barely going to move below full between the Bluestone Pendant and the mana buff. So for now, at least, he's going to have to be careful. He doesn't want to take too much damage. That true damage, plus the extra damage off the passive of the Butcher Blades. Medieval, though, pulled under the tower. This could be First Blood coming out. Going to take down straight on back out. Eat a minion and be okay otherwise. So a lot of aggression, but no kills coming out yet from the solo lane.
Yeah, Medieval's been hit a couple of times by that Earthbreaker now. I think that was the third one in succession that I've seen landed by Uzzy Wuzzy. Medieval's going to have to watch himself from them. But the good news is Thor is in the area here. Elbow Chacho's thinking about hunting this side of the map. He's not got his ultimate available just yet, though. He's about a half level away from achieving that level 5 for that hammer to be online. But Unique, on the other hand, is here with Fear No Evil.
Yes, Medieval catches wind of this. He could play back safely at his tower. If he looks for any sort of aggression, he may fall. Unique just looking for the opportunity. They could force him back out from the tower.
This freeze is huge.
He spotted it, so he's going to be safe for the time being.
Really good call from him to realise it's actually just keeping his map awareness high of the potential of that happening. Now we're going to see that Alberchicho has hit level 5 alongside Bolcher in this mid lane. Nick is level 5 also, and mid Harpies are here, but Boogaloo are rotating everybody to these right now.
Yeah, they're going to wrestle a lot. Unique will secure that with the hand of the god. Somersault straight over the wall to safety. Left side, though, were picked up by Hi Five. Polar Bear Mike was able to secure those.
No, not true. Nope. Boogaloo got those ones on the left as well. How dare you say you're getting worse and worse. Hashtag blame Zayden.
I saw him on the minimap. What was he doing over there then? He was
getting taunted by Chris Pocket as well as the support of Notvetian was there in his wings as well. So a small experience lead for the boys of Boogaloo. And a good wall in mid by Polar Bear Mike. Onto Chris Pocket, followed up by a Spirit Ball. Onto Chris Pocket, falls in the sky. Will he dunk down? I don't think he will. He's actually going to go on the right.
He is looking for Uzzy Wuzzy. All the crowd control, however, did miss. Some attacks going to come back in. Uzzy Wuzzy will have mitigate wounds here in just a second. Defender of Limits, though, that could turn this into a kill. Hammer teleport used immediately by Alberchacho. Looking to get out of that one. He will do so safely. Almost 4 minutes in this one. No first blood drawn yet. Nick mid lane. 1v2. Putting a little poke on putting a little bit of poke onto Bolcher. Words are hard. And otherwise being okay.
Very aggressive game from both these two teams. Remember, this is the best of one, guys, and the winner of this game is either guaranteed 4th spot or they have the potential to go again. It's that important to both these teams. This is a big decider. Engagement in mid from Chris Pocket into the Ymir monster combo, but Fear No Evil comes out as well from Unique. Doesn't manage to find the kill onto Vulture. Polar Bear Mike did enough work there, but now Medieval's here.
He's looking for Nick. First blood still in line right now. Can he find it? I'm a monster, or 8 minion rather, used. Nick will fall. Polar Bear Mike gets the first kill of this game. It took a while, 4 minutes and 30 seconds to be exact, but finally, that first blood has been drawn, going over to Hi Five as well.
But Hi Five might be able to invest even further into this while stealing away the jungle as well. The speed buff is being stolen away on the right-hand side here. They could potentially look for the blues, but Ozzy Wuzzy needs to be careful. He's going to find 3 and then quickly back away to his tower.
Yeah, this was going to be a mana buff stolen away. He is just not allowed to have blue buffs at all. This seems to be a trend with him. It's kind of horrible. Good interrupt on the back. He's not going to be at too much risk doing that. Going to be cheeky, look for it again. Got walled off, Frost Breath as well. He'll be able to go back into his tower. He has a driving strike to run away in just a second. They're looking for the big play.
Oh, they were looking for the big play, and the Regurgitate came out, and it was actually used by Medieval, and they didn't find anything because of it. Yeah. The wall was placed at exactly the same spot to stop the driving strike.
Yep, it's a little bit crisscrossed. Ozzy Wuzzy will be okay overall. That was, the ultimate spent. Ozzy, he lost his buff, didn't care.
Vulture's going to go down in the jungle there, rotated on by 4 members. It didn't look like we're going to see Nonton rotate for that one, so they're going to steal away the red buff on this left-hand side. That's a response to the speed steal earlier. Will they look for the Gold Fury here? They're looking like they're tempted.
They could certainly look for it. Vedium would have the pillar to block the Gold Fury for a moment, kind of get a couple extra free hits off. Right side, the Soul Laners are smacking each other around again. We're going to be seeing that all game long. They have to be careful at this point. Good driving strike combo plus maybe a boulder from Ozzy Wuzzy could be disastrous for Medieval, but he'll be okay. Eat Minion will be online in just a second to kind of fill his belly back up a little bit. So a little bit of passivity coming out. Like we said, this is a pretty important game for both these teams. They don't want to get too aggressive early on and have those big aggressions backfire and result in them.
You can see this though. You can see this in compositions here. They've both not gone for anything stupidly crazy in terms of like really early game focus from the whole team. Both compositions are pretty much standard what you expect to see for all stages. I'm a monster mid lane. And Vulture connects again. Circle of Protection comes out. The burst again from Unique was good, but Vulture stands firm for now.
That's probably the second time in a row right now that Vulture has been saved by that Circle Protection. If that heal had not been popped when it was, he would have fallen, and he barely made it out as it was. So again, a little bit of rotation coming out towards this Gold Fury. Eventually, they're going to look to start that up, but for now, just going to take this wave of farm that's heading towards their own tower right now. Why lose a wave of minions when you don't have to?
About 7 minutes in, experience lead of nothing. Gold lead of 400 in favor of Hi Five right now. That could go backwards and forwards just off 1 minion wave being pushed in. It's a very close game between the two. Keep an eye on Polar Bear Mike, because he and across the way Chris Pocket will be the ones that are probably going to be the one trying to find the picks, but Chacho does have his ultimate available.
Yep, he's sitting in that classic spot, waiting for the opportunity, doing a little counter warding as well. Chris Pocket's going to find him. Good wall to stop, and immediate taunt. Frostbreath's good. Chris Pocket now in trouble. Spirit Ball comes in, finds a stun. Pulver Mike finds a second kill. Thor is still up in the air. They could look for somebody if they want to go for it. He's going to look for Batz on the right-hand side. He's going to back off on that one, realizing he did not find his combo. Health bars for Hi Five, kind of not in a great spot. They got another pick. They're going to back off, look to regroup, kind of extend this lead. The one small problem, quote-unquote.
Oh, Vulture needs to be careful in mid lane. Overhand smash into a crush is going to be enough to freeze. Will hit Unique, but it won't be enough to stop Unique landing that kill. Meanwhile, right side, Medieval does find him.
Yep, finally got that kill. Albertracho did rotate on over there and help that one out. Not really in a position right now for Hi Five to actually capitalize it with any sort of other objectives. Polar Bear Mike, Glacial Strike is pretty good at clearing away minions. They get some poke, some damage. They might look for a kill though. There's a lot of damage off the I'm a Monster. Nick finds that kill. Unique will survive as well. That's a very large wave of minions currently chipping away at that tower.
Nick is playing really well on this Scylla as well. He's popping the I'm a Monster early and using it wisely. He's hit every single one. They're looking for the Gold Fury here. Nonton is here to defend, but what can he do against this many targets? Well, one thing's for sure, he's not going to secure the Gold Fury, and they're all going to escape away from Nonton before he can do any follow-up. Nonton's going to have to return to farm. As right side, the driving strike hits again onto Medieval.
Yeah, a bit of a back and forth. How much damage have they pretty much done to each other at this point? It's been back and forth. Actually, Medieval's sitting top of the damage chart right now. Of course, it is Hercules, so the majority of that was just healed straight on back up from the mitigate wounds. But other than that, I mean, right now, it's still a little bit of a slow game. Things are pretty much back even, but the difference comes from that gold free that Boogaloo just picked up. They have themselves a nice little, about 1.5k gold leader, so that's about it. It's
going to be chipped again. It's been chipped down again because of the speed buff invade that just happened on the right-hand side by Hi Five. Mid-camp spawn in soon. These are important too. If Hi Five get both of those, that gold differential will be pretty much even. They're looking for the blue or a pick on Uzi on his way back to it.
Uzi is in a little bit of a rough spot right now. He is Hercules. He's not too much risk, but does have to still kind of a little wary.
I love the fact we both went, it's Hercules. It's just like, yeah, he's probably not going to die. Left half is going to go to Boogaloo. Right ones are going to be contested by both teams here right now as we can see Unique starting these ones up. But Brochacho and Bolcher watching. Spirit Ball connects. Wingust as well. Unique takes a lot of poke. Thor's going up.
I'm a Monster connects once again at the Bolcher for chunk of damage. Vedium finds that kill. Unique trying to get as far away as he can. Back in the buddy fight. There's Brochacho dropping down. Chris Pocket very low. Medieval finds that kill. Looking for a little bit more, but the crowd control was good. Freedom will drop down. They're looking for more. Unique finds one. Health bars are dropping all over the place.
Yeah, it is. Freeze has come back from Polar Bear Mike to bring down not Vetium. The Earthbreaker does connect, but it's not enough to pull him back. Not done trading with Nick. The autos need to be landed here onto Nick. One more, but do it. There it is. The bowler secures it. Meanwhile, Polar Bear Mike and Medieval do manage to bring down that man-mountain Hercules. Hi Five come out on top in that engagement. And I was about to think Boogaloo were going to win that because Hi Five had two members of their team still over in duo while that was all happening. But they turn up late to the party and win the engagement.
Yep, Defender Room has dropped down and not going to be able to find this tier 1 tower in the mid lane, but gold has fallen to around 500. It's again back to where we were just a few moments ago, but with those extra kills, the experience is kind of back to even as well. So again, the game is so close right now. Both these teams are just not ready to let the other one start running away with this.
Yeah, well, it's back to even once again, just because the blue buff was stolen away by Medieval on the right-hand side as well, stealing away more jungle. They're going to take the tier 1 tower on the right-hand side as well. First tower of the game will fall for Hi Five, and it will give them the experience and gold lead for the first time in this game for the most part. And we'll see how this one continues to play out, because at the moment, it's still anyone's.
Yeah, without a doubt. Buffs are coming up. Wait. No. Uzzy Wuzzy apparently had his buff stolen away by Evil while we were talking about other stuff. He really just has no luck with these. I think he's had 1 in 2 games. It's not nice. It's not fun. I think I have a blue buff occasionally. So rude.
I mean, from the gameplay that I can see so far, though, is keep an eye on Nick on this Scylla. He's hit near enough every single ultimate with I'm a Monster. Not necessarily got the kill after it, but he's confirmed the damage, and that's the important thing. He's used it well left-hand side, though. Anhur a little bit caught out of position here. November's going to watch it. Actually going to leap on the spot. Didn't actually go continue the aggression. He had teammates in support, but Hi Five well aware, just backed away for now.
You were talking about Nick on that Scylla as well. The damage coming out right now is massive, with just Shoes of the Magi completed. Soul Reliquary is online. Once Soul, the Book of Thoth is completed, that's going to be a huge power spike. Left side, Chris Pocket. Down on that.
He is going to go down. Thor's also here. Brochacho actually going to go into Vetium as well. Not going to find the Spirit Ball, and there's a Athena Weevil, which was very well placed by Unique to secure his Haunter's escape from that engagement. It's a 1 for 0, but they can siege down this tier 1 tower. Vetium lazy backs, he might get caught.
Yeah, he was able to leap back with that disperse. Polar Bear Mike still waiting nearby. Blink, fortunately for Vedium, is on
mid lane. There's a tower dive going on there. As you can see, the Regurgitate coming out from Medieval, looking to bring down Uzzy Wuzzy. Driving strike should be up soon. The takedown does not connect. The freeze onto Nick does, forcing the beads away. Athena dunks in to save the day there, left side.
Unique, barely able to survive. Rising Jaguar coming out, not looking for this kill. Not going to be able to find it. That tier 1 on the left-hand side, though, is so low. It's going to be falling here in just a moment. Vulture is playing a very dangerous game. His health bar is low as it is. Nantan gets caught in the middle, lays back. He will fall. Or, whoa!
No, yes he will. The freeze comes out the leap from Vetium's good. The driving strike on to Polar Bear Mike to push him into tower range. The wall was even better, but Sentinel is online. The cripple does not connect, but the crush does. And with that pillar being there too, Polar Bear Mike surrounded by 5. The giant falls to the wayside.
But that was 2 kills for 2 tier 1 towers. Overall, it's a small victory for gold, going the way Hi Five experience with the kills a little bit more in favor of Boogaloo. But the speed buff, rather, on the right-hand side was just stolen away for the most part.
Yeah, Speed's going to take it down on the right-hand side again for Hi Five. This game is still wide open. I mean, Boogaloo is starting to group up a little bit better than Hi Five. Hi Five, though, seem to be winning the team fights when all members do end up being there at the engagement. Be careful, Brochacho. He might get himself caught out here.
Yep, trying to run away. Unique teleporting forward. Brochacho's going to be forced up in the Emerald Dawn. Not able to channel that in time. The monster that is Nick right now.
That was really, really good. Cost him 2 ultimates to kill him, but he did actually use his at the same time. Unfortunately, it's not going to go on cooldown. But the realization that they had the burst damage to kill him there was absolutely monstrous. I'm surprised they managed to do that. That was amazing.
This is Nick without any real items completed. That could be Book of Thoth. Book of Thoth is going to be completed on next back to base here in just probably the next couple seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be Book of Thoth being picked up. The thing is, though, that they did just waste 2 ultimates, and Hi Five should know this, so they should go for Gold Fury now. Speaking of it, they're on it right now. Bolcher's over here. Was he just teleported over as well to make sure he could get it to defend this one? Good play from Boogaloo to defend this engagement from Hi Five that they were looking for the Gold Fury. Now these ultimates are on cooldown.
Yep, however, the timers are starting to wear down. Fear No Evil's up in just a few more seconds. 40 seconds still on the Monster, a bit of a longer one.
The wall was good there, forcing away the lead, blinking from Polar Bear onto Novetium, but no follow-up just yet. Chris Bucky's there with the taunt onto Bolcher. Thor's going to the sky, and here comes Medieval.
He's in a spot of trouble in the front line. Vetium, though, very low. Elberchacha finds that kill. Boulder rolls across pretty much the entire Hi Five lineup on that one. As the damage is going back, Uzzy Wuzzy taking up tons of damage, but the burst coming out. Polar Bear finds another kill for himself, secure that kill. So far, it's a 2-for-1 going by Hi Five. They're still poking around a little bit, but their health bars are dropping very low at the same time.
It's just Chris. Chris is alone here. He's got Nick in support, but Nick's just grinding to do some poke damage from the range. Chris Pocket does fall to the wayside. His ultimate's down as well. But Scylla, like you said, the Iron Monster's up, and with Unique being here too, he's going to potentially go down here. Is Unique, though. He might have to somersault away for now. They're buying time. Nick's ultimate is available. Will he go for this?
They could certainly look for it. If he hits anybody pretty much at this point in time, their health is going to drop. Unique's going to get caught. Crowd control chain will be too much. Iron Monster's out. Not going to connect. The first miss of the game is going to be a double for Bolcher, plus a Gold Fury going the way of their team. The problem there was really just the lack of that crowd control. The Iron Monster is such a very telegraphed ability. It's so hard to just land it flat out like that. Every single other time it has been set up with that last one onto Thor just a minute or two ago. He was stuck in place with the channel coming out from his Anvil of Dawn ultimate, so rough spot. Went for the big play. If that had hit, it would have been probably a continuous chain going forward at that point, because if you get a kill with it, it refreshes instantly.
So Hi Five have got themselves in a pretty good spot right now. 5,000 experience, 4,000 gold lead right now as it stands. It's still not over. Boogaloo still have a chance in this one. But last engagement, though, shows that Hi Five are coming out all guns blazing, and they need to. They really do to stand a chance of doing this. What's Medieval doing? Is he going to go for this play or not? Is he? It looks like he is, you know. Medieval's looking for the all-in. I can see it potentially coming with a takedown over the top. And he's going to continue the chase and disengage because he just didn't time it well. Ozzy gets out of it. He was really thinking about that one there. Mid-hoppies, though, go to Hi Five on the right. Left one's about to spawn, and Bolcher's in position.
Yeah, he is, but so is Chris Pocket. Could potentially look to dash on in. They do have a ward placed down just on the far side. They might look for a pick here. Chris Pocket out of position, about to get caught. Silence going to miss. Spirit Ball connects, though. Frost Breath not far behind. Preemptive Strike involved. He's dead.
Yeah, he is dead indeed. Meanwhile, on the backside, Medieval's used that regurgitate chase onto Nick, who falls speeds into the Sentinel to get away. They're not going to be able to find him now, but what they might find is Ozzy Wuzzy. Izzy Wizzy, let's get busy. There's a pillar in your face, followed by a circle of protection, followed by a wing gust. Bolcher brings him down, and the rest of the team disengage again. Hi Five are starting to win these engagements and find the picks they need.
They do have to be very careful, though. They're investing a ton of ultimates to kill off these big tanky guys on the side of Boogaloo. If they do not succeed in actually bursting those guys down in one of these fights, that is pretty much their entire team fight already just used up instantly. When you look at the side of Boogaloo, they still have every single ultimate available in that engagement. You know, obviously 2 of them did die, but if they hadn't fallen in those first couple picks, that fight would have instantly gone in their favor just from the back of being able to set up all that crowd control for Scylla, the damage coming out from all these guys, the Desert Fury, the Fear No Evils. They could have turned that fight around so easily. It's a matter of when they can start living through those big bursts.
A little bit a split pushing coming out from the team here, but Hi Five might get caught on the left-hand side here. Nonton's on his way over to support. The good wall from Mike actually saves some time, but here comes a 4-man rotation. Unique's here with Athena in tow. If Chris Pocket can find a taunt onto Bolcher, double taunt connects. I'm a monster! Hits onto Polar Bear Mike, but he's tanky enough now. On the backside, though, Nonton's here.
Yep, Thor's up in the air. They're looking to turn this one back around. Who is he going to go for? That's the question. Going to go for Chris Pocket. A lot of damage about to rain down onto his head. Circle Barrage plus 1 or 2 attacks going to secure that one. Preemptive Strike, just channel in time. Will sneak out. Nobody waiting nearby. Medieval. Back in that left lane.
Medieval, they'll just come across with a regurgitate. Going to find down Nick as well as Nonton secures the AD carry and Novetium. And now the boys of Hi Five are sieging down the tier 2 on left, and it's only Ozzy Wuzzy against 3.
Yeah, they do not have minions, however, so it's going to be someone tanking this one up. Circle Protection drop down. They're going to be charging up for a nice big burst of heal. The minions finally arriving. Once they do, and that backdoor protection is removed from the tower, it's going to drop pretty much instantly, and there it goes. They're not going to have enough time for the Phoenix with Uzzy Wuzzy still looking to defend that, but the tier 2 in mid with minions present is going to go in short order. They could look for that third one in the right lane as well here in just a moment.
They committed a lot on the tier 2 side, so on the left-hand lane when they were looking to try and bring down Polar Bear and Vulture, who were overextended in the tier 2. But in doing so, it bought Hi Five time with how Hi Five played it for the teammates to just rotate around the back and come and clean them up one by one. So Boogaloo just overextended a little bit there. They didn't find what they wanted, and now the Fire Giant could be the attention of Hi Five, as there's only one tier 2 tower remaining.
Yeah, if absolutely nothing else, they need to start establishing vision on that side of the map. It's at the point where if Boogaloo managed to find a single teamfight victory, they could beeline over there. They also want to make sure that they don't try and sneak one in, with Hi Five being completely unaware of it. So that Book of Thoth was completed by Scylla on that last fight. She was, however, forced to use her ultimate on Polar Bear Mike, probably the tankiest one on the side of Hi Five right now by quite a large margin.
Yeah, they be looking for Isis there, but Isis has beads as well, and with the Wind Gust available, the mobility makes it a little bit easier to juke out that I'm a Monster ability. Obviously, honestly, I'm a Monster is a big area that it actually hits, but it's quite avoidable because it gives you a little bit of time to juke away from it. So if you don't exactly dead on center, you're going to have a bad time with that one.
Yeah. But that said, they've been absolutely executing these beautifully. I believe Nick has only missed one so far this game. So he's been just waiting, biding his time, just waiting for that perfect moment. They didn't beads, perfect, I'll pop it, hit them for a huge chunk of damage. And it's only going to get just that much more deadly as the game continues on.
I don't think, unfortunately for Boogaloo, they didn't know when the aggression came on the right side then from Medieval, stealing away that blue buff, that there was so many people from Hi Five miles away from getting involved in this engagement. They could have potentially found a pick or two there that could have turned into a Fire Giant. Because at the moment, Hi Five have two members of the Gold Fury here, Medieval, overextended. He could go down here.
He's caught down, big time takedown used to leap away, but can they lock him down? Desert Phenom have dropped as well. He's going to be okay though. The Sikkim will keep him locked down in place.
And the God Fury goes down to Hi Five though. So Thor's ult was used and expended. They might try and go for this Fire Giant here as a potential just to get themselves back in this game. But they don't realise the God Fury. They should realise the God Fury's gone down because they can just check it. But an Earthbreaker again collides with a Driver Strike. Nonton gets impaled into a wall. And he's already half out. I'm a Monster's pop. Will it connect?
That's going to be the question. Going to find some damage with Elbow Chacho with the Berserker Barrage, and a help from Nonton finds the kill into Nick. Vulture finds another one. Uzzy Wuzzy falls. Nonton in the back, finally picked up by Vedium. Elbow Chacho gets him back in turn. Right now, there are only a couple guys left staying on the map. Hi Five looking to clean up a couple more kills, but everyone's still standing pretty mobile. Not going to be easy to lock those guys down.
For a 4v5 fight, that went very well for Hi Five. Nonton got caught out of position, but the team reacted correctly and turned it around again. They're going to steal away some jungle. Once more, speed buff is available, back AWP is available. Vulture's going to push on mid lane. They can't do Fire Giant just yet, just because of the presence of Chris Pocket still and Unique. It's a little bit too difficult for them, but they will get an advantage in the game again.
Yeah, this tier 2 in the right lane is a pretty good call, given the fact of what is available at the moment. Shard, Magical Penetration about to be online for Scylla as well, with the Obsidian Spell Focus picked up, and the Obsidian Shard, I believe, is the third one. Can't remember the tier 3 of that one for the moment.
It is Obsidian Shard.
Yeah.
Obsidian Shard is the tier 3 for Scylla, and should be doing some more burst damage onto the tankier tankier targets. Obviously, it does decent damage and has magical power on it too. So, Hi Five though, got to group up again. They're all respawning after they're licking their wounds and recalling back to base for some items. Fire Giant is available, and the tier 2 on the right is. Boogaloo just trying to weather the storm at the moment and continue trying to find these little engagements that go in their favor, hopefully, because at the moment, they're not going that way.
Ping by Hi Five to the right-hand side of the map. They're kind of pinging out where they suspect the wards are right now to actually start placing down those sentries and start counter-warding up a little bit. Gonna move it, cleaning these out, trying to establish their own vision control, but at the same time, Boogaloo have a whole bunch of sentry wards in their own inventory to answer straight on back. So in just a short time, it could potentially be Boogaloo back inside of vision, or in control of the vision on the right-hand side of this map. And as things stand right now,
Boogaloo are in control. Boogaloo are in control of the Fire Giant area as well. They've got 2 wards positioned there. They actually won the Sentry Ward War. In the jungle, Vetium does he a double tap though as Nonton is soloing the Fire Giant right now while Medieval is on the left-hand side of the map. Hercules is here defending with teleport. Fire Giant's taking a little bit of time though at the moment. It's only 48%. It might drop soon. Unique needs to get here soon. As does Chris Pocket. Here's the ultimate.
Got it. Coming in, he's not going to be getting there in time. The wall blocking more shards of ice for damage as well. He is dead to rights on this one.
Medieval on the backside does get the regurgitate off. They're looking to chase down Nick on the backside, and the double tap does not connect. But over the top comes Elbro Chacho looking for more, as well as Polar Bike and Vulture trying to tank up. Meanwhile, Nonce to the backside got a zone away Unique. They're looking for the tier 2 tower on the right hand lane. Have Hi Five tied this up in the Challenger Cup.
They are right now looking for that right side tier 2 fall, and they have the right side Phoenix in their sights right now. If they can take this down, the defense of the Boogaloo base will be broken, and that Fire Minion wave, which is about to start spawning here in just a few seconds, as the Phoenix will fall. Hi Five, sitting right now 14,000 golden lead. Fire Giant across the entire team are looking to start securing this game.
Phoenix on the right does fall. Mid lane, they're going to start rotating there. Brochacho tanking it up for the team at the moment. Impaled away is Medieval right now. Chris Pocket doesn't find the taunt. Nonton's trying to do work on the middle of the Phoenix. It drops below half. But Hi Five don't want more just yet. They're backing away. They're backing away for a minute. Regrouping themselves again. Letting the Fire Giant regen them a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to. They have around just shy of 3 minutes right now on that Fire Giant buff. There's no reason to rush it too much. Left side, Medieval 1v3 right now. Has to be careful not to get caught out by that one, because let's face it, he still will be burst down quite quickly by these guys. They're looking to shift over to this left-hand side, though. That is kind of the ideal Phoenix to bring down. Get those Fire Minions spawning as far away from that Fire Giant as possible.
So in the mid lane, you can see the siege continue. Look at the standpoint here. They're going to try the split push tactic here. Big Earthbreaker driving strike on Nonton, though, into an impale. Nonton's in a world of hurt over on this side. He's using the ultimate to buy him time, giving the mobility, trading back as much damage as he can with the lifesteal. He will fall down. Meanwhile, though, in the mid lane, the Regurgitate is out, and they're looking for kills.
They are indeed. Uzzy Wuzzy as well as Nick in the back, very low on health, but a lot of the damage for Hi Five was brought down. Nonton almost answered with a kill 1 for 1. It did not work out. The monster not going to connect for damage up either. Uzzy Wuzzy low, Unique very low. If they can start securing some of these kills, they could push forward, but yeah, that Fire Giant healing is making a huge difference right now.
But missing Nonton right now means that they've got to get into melee range to bring down this Phoenix. The Phoenix is going to hold for now. The regen from the Fire Giant still working out for them, and they've got plenty of time with it still, but Boogaloo hold! Boogaloo hold for now!
At 25 seconds on 20 seconds down on the respawn for Nonton, they'll have one more opportunity once he pops back up, potentially, to look for another siege. He will not have that extra damage benefit. Vulture caught, lazy back, and good wall coming out from Polar Bear Mike, but it's not going to be enough. Vedium finds that kill into Vulture, and now they're looking to close in and pick off another couple members of Boogaloo. Or Hi Five, rather.
Yeah, they're still looking for more. Earthbreaker does land on the backside onto Medieval. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, not Vetium's looking for Elbro Chacho with the Impale away. Unique's going to leap away in the jungle at the same time away from Medieval, who's still going aggressive. Not Vetium giving up the chase of Brochacho, but Brochacho takes to the sky.
He is. He's looking for this pick out in the back onto Vetium. Will find it. Not going to lock anybody else down with that Tectonic Grip. So another big pick for them. Uzzy Wuzzy getting blocked off by the wall. But again, you know, he's Hercules, but it's not going to be helping him in this particular instance.
So continuing this now, Hi Five have the opportunity once again to siege down mid lane a little bit. They've got a man advantage for the time being. And the Regurgitate was just popped by Medieval, though, which doesn't actually find Unique, which is what they were looking for. There's the ultimate from Nonton, though that might buy him enough time to be able to bring down this Phoenix. As Chris Pocky has to back away. And Medieval's doing work with the body blocking as well. Phoenix in mid falls. Hi Five still have a chance.
Left side Phoenix could be brought down in short order as well. Vedium's not up for another 15. Uzzy Wuzzy for 20. They have minions present. That means no backdoor protection. Medieval still zoning out, trying to find a pick 1v3 onto Unique. Not able to do so. Will be forced to leap over. But that left side Phoenix fell so quickly to Hi Five. All three lanes have fire minions going to be swarming down them here in just a few moments. Fire Giant is up in a minute. Those Phoenixes will still be down once that Fire Giant comes up.
Yeah, it will. That's a good call from Hi Five to just back away from this one right now. Let's not make a mistake. Let's go back to base and spend this gold. On the way back to base, let's do the Gore Fury as well, just to extend our gold lead and finish off these final items ready for the next engagement. 40 seconds to the Fire Giants up, and by the time they've done the Gore Fury and potentially based, that will have respawned, and it will be time for Hi Five to try and make sure they force a tiebreaker against Boogaloo.
Yep, they definitely need to look forward for this one. If they can find this successfully right now, it would be big. They're sitting on a pretty good gold lead. They're sitting on a pretty huge experience lead as well. This is their opportunity to secure the game. We'll have to wait a little while to actually see what ends up happening. So one of the pause did just come out. Maybe a little bit of a strategy meeting going on. Just, you know, how do we close this game out? How do we turn this back around? What do we do, guys? What do we do?
Well, it was Boogaloo who actually did this pause, so they could be for that issue, but it looks like Uzzy Wuzzy has DC'd over in this right-hand lane here. You can see him up against the wall over here, surrounding, chilling, looking at the scenery, areas of the map you don't often explore. Check them out sometimes during your games, especially when it's like, you know, it's one of those games that's going to be an F6 at 10 and you're 25 minutes in. Just look around at the scenery. Appreciate how lovely the map is. Boogaloo will pause though, and we're back under action again. Uzi Wuzzy is back online. The Phoenix is respawned on the right-hand side. And that's the only one that Hi Five have to take down now.
Indeed, and it is weakened. It's not going to be fully restored by the time they get this Fire Giant taken down and back into that right lane, so it's going to be rough. They have Firemen to contend with as well. Builds are starting to get very completed at this point. 6 items completed for Bakasura right now. We just saw him going 1v3 with not a care in the world. Fire Giant has spawned, Fire Giant has started, and Fire Giant is very shortly to die once again.
Yep, Fire Giant is going to drop before anyone can get there in the area from Boogaloo. It's all about the defense now from them. They have to hold. If they don't hold here, the tiebreaker match is going to be played. It's a best of one, the tiebreaker match. So it's just another game of this where they're all square again. But Hi Five have to win this game first of all. They're looking very likely right now. It's all about this next game, this next play, this next fight.
Indeed, we'll see how this one plays out. They want to take this Phoenix down and have it off the table. It's not going to live long. Already about to fall. Chris Pocket getting caught out by the Frost Breath. Health bar dropping low. Thor's up in the air. Medieval in the back, zoning out pretty much everybody right now. This could be the last fight of the game. One falls. Nanton gets that kill. As they drop down, they're looking to disperse. The Titan straight on down. Hi Five are going to be victorious, taking us into that tiebreaker.
It does take us into the tiebreaker between Boogaloo and Hi Five. They are even at 4th position, tied. Across the rest of the bracket, guys, we know the finals were due to go on. Unfortunately, there was a forfeit that came out, return forfeited there. From what my sources tell me is that Kret was going to step in to play for the boys of Eager, and return were not looking forward to facing the bald Adonis of a James Bond villain, that they forfeited that game there. So we're not going to be able to bring you the finals, which was planned. However, what we will bring in you, which I wasn't planned for, is who's going to win this between Hi Five and Boogaloo. So we're going to get to find out who is going to be this 4th seed right now. We're going into the tiebreaker game today, this moment, after this short break.